Hello everybody, I'm Gianmarco Roggiolani and today I will present you my work, Unsupervised Semantic Label Generation in Agricultural Fields. First of all, what does semantic mean? Semantic means that we want to have for each pixel in the RGB image a class. In this case, we colored in green every pixel labeled as crop and in red every pixel labeled as weed. Everything else is soil. Now, how do we start? The first thing that we do is computing a vegetation mask, which means that we use the RGB values of the image to separate everything that is soil, which is depicted in purple, to everything that is vegetation, which is in green. Now, we only need to separate the vegetation into crops and wheat. One thing that we can exploit to do so is knowing that crops are usually sown in rows, which means that using our algorithm we can detect the rows in the field, and now we know that every vegetation component that is in these rows is actually a crop. The second question is everything else a weed? We cannot be sure about this, because especially in this area that are highlighted, there may be some other crops that were not touched by the lines. So what we do is label as weeds everything that is outside of these uncertain areas and leave unlabeled everything that is inside of them, which give us this type of results, where we can see there are two components labeled as weeds, and there is one component in the upper right area which is left in white, because we are not sure if it's crop or weed. Now, this exposed the network to very few labels for the weeds, which make it highly uncertain about its prediction about weeds. And this is what we use to actually polish our results. After training the network on our labels, we obtain some predictions that we can correct using its uncertainty. And in this case, we show in the white dotted circles some mistakes that we were making and that were corrected using the uncertainty of the network. Using our algorithm, we actually have on-par performance with respect to training with all manual labels, but our predictions are totally unsupervised. Thank you for your attention, and we'll leave the QR codes to scan if you want to read the full paper or have access to our open source code.